Welcome to Tommy's Talk here, as I've got Shae and Evelynne joining me here for a newsletter edition of you guys, the editors for the Thompson newsletter. Take me through kind of the origin story and how it all came about.
So, last year, me and Evie, our team for one act got to state. And so we had like our own little like celebration on the announcements and everything. And then a few months later, the volleyball team, I think, went to state and they got a bunch of recognition. And we decided that it was a bit unfair that for the first time in 8 years, our team went to state and they got a bunch of like a pep rally and everything. And obviously that's not to like diminish the volleyball team.
We love the volleyball team. We love them.
But we realized that we also want the appreciation of being able to have a feat. So we decided that the best way to do that was to start a newsletter that would appreciate the arts specifically, but also not completely forget about the athletic side of Thompson, because it's a very sports-based school.
Yeah. So what kind of content following into that do you guys have in there? You mentioned the fine arts, a little bit of the sports, a little bit of a mix.
So we mostly focus on like band and choir, things like one act, summer theater.
A lot of clubs like
Yes.
FCCLA, stuff like that.
Our columns are mainly like, we have a section for around the town, so that's mainly things like concerts, performances, celebration of the arts, and we do include some stuff for like state sports, but we also have sections specifically for clubs that recognize non-sports based activities. So again, like FCCLA, FBLA, SAD, things like that we think deserve more recognition than they're getting just from being in the club.
Yeah. And then just getting this newsletter off the ground, how did that happen? How many people are involved? Did it take any convincing to get it started?
Mr. Schwabe, our principal, he loved the idea, so it was pretty easy to get him on board. And then we just kind of did a lot of trial and error.
Yes.
We kind of grabbed a couple people we knew and asked if they would want to write some columns, and then we just kind of like tried our best to put everything together. It was a little rough the first couple months.
We had a draft that we posted, or not like posted for public, but we had a draft that we worked on over Christmas break, and we were like, you know what? This might actually be something that we can do. So we wrote something for February, and that was the first one that was posted last year. And that was honestly with just like a small group of our friends. That was really mostly me and Evie and Mr. Schwabe and like Susan Hahn, all kind of like working together, trying to make it possible for something like this to happen. And it was really like nice to see it happen.
How have people received it over the first few months? You said back in February, kind of getting it off the ground, and then a few months later now, how have people received that?
Yeah, the faculty really liked it, I think. We would have some printouts on the bulletin board, and at the end of each month, like there would be a good chunk missing.
Yeah.
But we are trying to get more students to read it and kind of student base it. But yeah, we're very glad the faculty liked it too.
Because I think it's really helpful. We have also a section on the newsletter that is specifically for recognizing students. We have student features and faculty features. And I think that's really helpful for getting people involved or wanting to see themselves or their accomplishments recognized by not only like teachers, but also other students. And it's like, I think that helps quite a bit. And I think another part of it that is really nice is it's accessible. Like they also post it on like school-based websites so that people just outside of the school can see it as well. Community members can see it.
Yeah. How much does it build a little bit of camaraderie just between the student body in general, seeing like their stuff is in this newsletter and they're being supported by other students?
I think, honestly, I don't know how many people actually read it, but at least for our group, I know that it's a really big deal for our team this year to be able to see what they're posting online, because we do have a section like in the beginning of the season. This year I did post like asking people if they wanted their name signed at the bottom of their article or if they wanted cred, and a majority of them actually wanted to be able to be seen for their effort. And I think that that's also really helpful, because now not only do they get the validation of having their work put out in public for people to see in a journalist setting, but also they get to show that to their parents, and they get to have everyone kind of, whether you're in the team or not, or you're being recognized by us, everyone around can kind of have the appreciation at least.
Definitely. And take us through kind of just what the day-to-day looks like if you are putting together one of these newsletters. What goes on behind the scenes to getting one ready?
So we have kind of a 4-week plan. The first 2 weeks of the month we'll be writing for the next month.
So like for example,
yeah.
in October, for this month's newsletter, which is being posted on Wednesday, we started writing for the first 2 weeks of September, and then the next week, so the third week now of September, we're starting editing, and then the last week right before the end and the beginning of October is when we'll send it in to Susan and Schwabi, and we'll get their approval, and then they will post it.
Wonderful.
On a day-to-day basis, it's really a lot of communication. We have constant emails, constant text messages, because we want to make sure that everybody is getting their needs met for what they want and their ideas being heard and feedback and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, it's a big part to have, especially if we're functioning off of the domino effect like we are, it's really beneficial to have everybody be on the same page and everybody be able to ask questions and feel comfortable in that setting.
If there's any confusion, then it kind of results in like the last week or two of us just kind of panicking,
panicking, picking up the pieces and scatter writing.
How many people overall are involved? Is it just you two, or how much more is involved beyond just yourselves?
I think this year, minus us, there's, I think, about 7, 8-ish around people.
6 or 7.
Yeah, that are all kind of, we have certain sections, like some people are writers specifically. And this year we have communications, we have one editor as well besides us. And it's just like kind of everyone gets to pick what they want to do. So I think, I don't know, at least I hope everyone's happy with their position.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else that you would want listeners or readers of the newsletter to know about before we sign off here?
I think one of the most important parts about the newsletter itself is we're not looking to specifically like overshadow any athletics. Like, we're not trying to dog on athletics. We're not trying to like make it seem like it's like not worth people's time. It's more so that the appreciation for both the arts and the sports side of our school can be more balanced. And it's not like we don't have a vendetta against people who do sports, and that's why we started it. It's more so just so that people who aren't in sports specifically can get the recognition that they deserve for accomplishments that are important to them. Because, you know, like if you're doing something that is super important to you that you spend a lot of time on and no one gives you recognition for that, like it kind of doesn't feel great. So that's mainly the point of it. It's really not supposed to be a very like difficult or like, I don't want to say like looked down on, but I don't want people to look at it from like a negative viewpoint of it's specifically only for the arts, because we do have an athletics column and we do give shout outs to people who are in sports for their sports accomplishments.
Yeah, and it's a really good way. We want people to read it because it's a good way for students and faculty to get involved in the school and like know everything that's going to happen this month and how they can get involved.
Yeah. It's not even just in Thompson either. We offer stuff like we talk about things from Grand Forks as well. So we're really not exclusive in like one area, one specific setting. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible because that is the setup that we wanted to have from the beginning. And to lose that with like immediately would be really unfortunate. And honestly, I think that that's why we have the team that we have now, because they all understand that.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking some time to shout out the newsletter. Appreciate the work you do, and thanks for stopping by here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's another episode of Tommy Talks in the books here for YourLiveEvent.com.